Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. It's Monday night, and I got another great show scheduled with a great, awesome guest, really. Um, and I think you guys are going to find him very interesting. I've known him for a couple of years now. I'm a member of his club, and he's going to talk all about that when he comes on. And he showed up at the South Florida Drone meetup, and he surprised everybody. He might have told a few people he was coming, but he didn't tell me he was definitely coming. And when he showed up, I was glad to see him. And he came with his lovely wife, and he told me in the back room that he had a good time. And anyway, it was good to see Sean, and he's going to be a great guest tonight. But I'll tell you, I had a busy week, really. I'm winding down my days here in Florida, and I've been fishing, using my boat as much as I can. And I had uh, Ken Nida out with me, and I took him to secret spot number 2. And if anybody keeps track of my secret spots, they know that's Peanut Island. And we flew drones there after we did a little fishing, and we didn't catch anything. But we flew drones. No, we did catch something. Yeah, I forget if we caught the fish before we went drone flying or after. But Ken ended up landing a 37-inch barracuda. So, so it was fun. We had a good time. Um, and then I could go on and on because I fished with a lot of other people. But I want to welcome in a few people. JC, John Carroll, he was number 1 today. How you doing, John? And he just come out of the hospital, so we're hoping he's feeling better, much better. He had pneumonia. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said he's feeling much better, so that's good. And he said he was going to book his room at the hotel, and I have breaking news about that. And I'll get back to the names in a minute, but while I'm talking about that, I want to continue. The hotel agreed to be the official hotel for the 4th annual South Florida Drone Meetup again. They want us back. You guys really impress them. They love having us, and they're giving us the same rate again. $139 for a room, $149 for a suite. It's amazing because the prices of rooms in Florida are skyrocketing, and that time of the year is prime time. And for them to do that for us, it's a big benefit. It saves you a lot of money. So be sure to book your hotel early. We only have a limited amount of rooms scheduled, and you can book it from April 4th to the 8th. They're the dates that it covers. And she changed the code on me. It's not SFDM. She made the code RAY this year. So that's the discount code. All right, guys. So sign up early. There's no doubt our rooms will sell out. And I know a few people waited until the last minute. They didn't get the discounted rate at the last meetup, and I felt bad about that. But anyway, book your hotel room early. You can always cancel it if an emergency comes up and you can't make it. And don't forget to give me a nod that you're coming, and I'll add you to the list. I got the list right on my iPad, and We're going to pick a lucky number again based on your position on the list. It's free to come, so um, but just let me know you're coming. I'll add you to the list. We got 50 people signed up so far that are coming, say they're coming. So that's great. And I want to say thank you to all those people that signed up already. But anyway, back to the list. JC Flying, he was number one, Waypoint, New England. Good to see you. And Dustin, One Vision Aerial, George Kelly, how you doing? And Sean's in the back room. He's eating the shrimp and lobster back there that I left him, and I hope he's enjoying it. And Scotty, Jackrabbit, how you doing? Good to see you. And I'm going up. Captain Joe, how you doing? And Jerry Bauer, good to see you. And John Flying Flynn Media, how you doing? And let's see, Bob Casey's in the house. Always good to see Bob. And again, Bob, he makes those incredible wooden flags, and his artwork is incredible. So, and if you don't know about it, call him up, get in touch with him, because he does incredible artwork. And we got Chris Hope in the house. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you. And John Olson, my fellow Long Island drone pilot. How you doing? Good to see you. And Drone Guy 42. How you doing? And Joel's, Mr. Skyfly. And let's see, going up the list. I don't want to forget anybody or go too fast. We got a drone celebrity in the chat tonight. Lauren, coming to us all the way from Calgary. And hopefully Lauren's going to join us next year at the 4th annual South Florida Drone Meetup, because I definitely want to meet Lauren in person one day. But anyway, Fly Guy Merrill, how you doing? And we got number 107. That's his number on next year's list. He wanted to be number 107, so I gave Barkley number 107 because I know we're going to pass that. So, how you doing, Barkley? Good to see you. Tony Faz is in the house. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you. And Charles Goluski, Trucker Steve's in the house. I don't know where he is in the country. He drives around. You never know where Trucker Steve's going to be, but welcome. Let's see here. I don't want to go too fast, miss somebody. But I don't want to leave our special guest in the back room too long. He's probably filled up on the shrimp and lobster by now. But I want you to give a warm welcome to Sean Ide Studio. So,
what's up, Ray?
Sean, welcome. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing?
All right. Yeah. It's amazing because you came to the South Florida Drone Meetup, and I really wanted to speak to you personally and get to know you a little better, but I didn't have the time,
Man, you were a celebrity there. Everybody was talking to you. You were getting things done, multitasking.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a celebrity, but we try to put on a good little meetup, and I have my help with the drone committee, and that's Johnny and Maddie and Bill and Brad, and we all work very hard to try to coordinate everything. And the only thing we can't control is the weather. And as you know, it was a little windy in the afternoon.
Yeah, a bit crazy, yeah.
So did you get to fly at all or no?
So if I'd have known it was going to be windy, I'd have brought my Inspire. But
okay.
But I brought the Avata, which is a tiny drone, and then I brought the Air 2S. But yeah, I spent the weekend just hanging out with people, and everybody's kind of seen me fly that's watched my channel. So, and I have anxiety flying around other people. So like if there's like 10 drones in the air, like, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't want to see my $2,000 fall in the water.
I know. It's very intimidating when you first do it. And I guess the first time I flew with other drones was at Spin Up, where we put them in a cluster, and at Spin Up we had 7 of them together, if I remember right. And it was nerve wracking. And then last year, at last year's drone meetup, we had 10 in a cluster. But this year on the second day of flying, which was Sunday, we went to the beach at Dolman Park and we started the formation of flying. And we went from obviously two. Me and Johnny started it. He was flying his V copter.
Okay.
But then one drone came in, another drone came in, and 10, 11, 15, 8, 17. We hit 18 drones in one little cluster, and nobody crashed. So that was good.
Oh my gosh.
And there were a couple of Avadas flying around. Bobby Quinn, he was zipping around with his Avada.
Yeah.
But I tell you, it was fun. And a big thing when you're flying with a group is to coordinate, talk to each other, communication. And we do that. I
Yeah.
think you saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. I saw like the formation after it was done. It was cool.
Yeah. And then we even had Audrey Dempsey. I don't know if you got to talk to her, but she
Yeah.
said she wanted to fly her Mini 2 in the afternoon when it was windy. And some people were saying, don't do it. Some other people were saying, doing it, can handle it. And she did. She sent it up. And I thought she did an incredible flight considering it was so windy with a Mini 2.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny, so there's a video on my channel with the Avada on a windy day. And so since it's FPV, like the whole video is crooked. But like if you've got something like a Mini 2 or something that has a gimbal on it, you don't see how crooked the drone is trying to
Yeah.
fight that wind.
Well, the Avata, I think the Avata is a cool, cool drone. I really do. I'm not an FPV guy, but
Yeah.
obviously you like it, right?
Yeah. The Avada, I love the Avada because I'm not an FPV guy either. Like it's a GPS drone with an FPV camera on the front of it. So I know that if I get into trouble, I can just let go of the sticks and it'll just hover. As opposed to every other FPV drone that I tried that I spent the whole time just trying to keep it in the air. Yeah, the first flight I ever had, the drone, like I went to land it and it bounced off of the concrete, and then like my GoPro session broke, and yeah, FPV was a very
Yeah,
expensive experiment
right.
for me. And
I know. Well, they say, FPV flying involves crashing, and that's part of the fun of it, but it wouldn't be fun for me.
right,
So anyway, a lot of people in the chat really don't know your story, and you don't tell your
yeah,
story on your own show. So now's the time to tell us how Sean I became involved with drones.
okay. So so I'm a graphic designer, and so I love to create. And I really got into photography um, maybe about 20 years ago. And so I love taking not just normal pictures. I love taking unique pictures. And then when drones came around and I could throw a camera 400 feet up in the air, I was all for it.
Okay.
Um, but but I've also been just kind of, I've got relatives that were very I don't know, antsy about privacy, and oh, you're just going to peep on people laying out and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, there's no way I could sneak up on someone with this loud weed whacker up in the air. Um, but the whole YouTube channel started. I had a video on my original channel where I morphed myself into the Incredible Hulk and back, and it turned in, and I got 3 million views on that video.
Really? Wow.
And so I had a guy, one of my friends came up to me. He's like, you need to start a YouTube channel and just make videos. And so usually like my career, I create in my career, but I don't create everything. And so I have this need in me to just create things. And YouTube has been a way to just kind of get my creativity out.
Right.
And
That's
nobody else is the
cool.
boss of me on my channel, so I get to do what I want to do instead of someone else telling me, what they want me to do on their website or something like that. So
Right, right. So tell us about your fleet of drones. How many do you have, and what was your
um
first drone?
my first drone was the Parrot AR drone. It was like a foam, it was a toy, and you controlled it with your iPad. And so wherever you moved your iPad, that's the direction the drone would go. And then I had a Parrot Bebop. Then I had a Phantom 3 standard.
Okay.
And then when I started my YouTube channel, I got the I had pre-ordered the GoPro Karma. And then the next day, the DJI came out with the Mavic Pro. And so I canceled my pre-order with GoPro and went with the Mavic Pro. So glad I did. I know there's a guy at the meetup that had like 3 GoPro Karmas, and those they were actually pretty cool, like watching them fly around.
They are.
Yeah, so then I went from the Pro to the Spark to I got 2 unique Typhoon H's. I got an H and an H Pro.
Oh.
And I was really into that for a while. I love the hexacopter with the 360-degree camera underneath it.
Okay.
And then, but like when you run a YouTube channel and you do reviews on technology, like you spend a little bit of time with it and then it sits on the shelf because you got the new drone or whatever. So I'm starting to just concentrate on 1 or 2 drones for a while because it's getting really expensive.
Right. I had to start selling some of mine also when I decided to get some new ones. And not so much because my wife warned me about doing that. But like you say, they just collect dust, and you don't fly them. So
yeah,
I guess it's better to get a few bucks for them and, buy another drone. But anyway, what's your favorite drone? Do you have a favorite?
So I like weird pictures and I like weird videos. So I love 360 cameras.
Okay.
And so my favorite drone right now is the Air 2S with the sphere on top of it from Insta360. So I can fly.
So you put it on top. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it sandwiches it. So there's like half of the cameras on top and half of the cameras on bottom. So the drone's invisible as you fly it through the air.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing, but you can't land it. So you have to catch it. But the lens is on the bottom. So you get like your sweaty hand. So I have to wear a glove when I catch it. So there's all this extra stuff you have to do, but
it gives a whole different perspective though with a 360, correct?
Yeah. So the Air 2S is old enough that I can program it with DroneLink, which is kind of an automated software. So I can fly the drone at 5 miles per hour and then create a VR experience from the air that's not like nauseating.
Right.
If you go too fast, people put VR goggles on and they throw up.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah. But you can go really slow and keep the GPS locked in one direction, like facing north, and then the viewer can kind of look around and just fly along with you.
Yeah. We got another celebrity in the chat, and that's Rodney Bell. He's in the chat. So how you doing, Rodney? Good to see you. And D from Brooklyn, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. We got Mark R. White. How you doing? Good to see you. And we got another celebrity, Rob Kamada. It's my buddy Rob from Long Island. So hopefully
Nice.
I'll be back flying with him very shortly. But anyway, Sean, I have one of your videos queued up. Maybe now would be a good time to show it.
All right.
And then later on, I'm also going to show one from John Carroll. But I know, and then we're going to talk about your club. You have that club. I know the viewers are probably dying to hear about it. So let's get your video going. If you want to narrate over it, do that. And this is in Nevada, right? Yeah.
Yep, DJI Avata. And this is New Year's Day.
Beautiful 60-degree
So I guess the only thing I really want to say about this is this flight sparked a competition on the club called Project Flipped. And the Project Flipped is going to be a video or a contest where you can create a video and then either play it in reverse. So this intro is in reverse, or upside down, or sideways, or backwards. But just getting a different perspective from your flight. So I thought, flying the drone to my car and then landing it was cool in itself. But then when I flipped it backwards, when I played it in reverse, you start out with me flying the drone, and then all of a sudden the bleachers kind of form around you, and so this whole shot is done backwards. And I love like flying by poles and by different things, and they show up in the
very,
shot.
very cool.
Needs to show up.
It is. And now we got a commercial on top of it.
Making me money.
But I know. Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
I tell you, I think it's so cool. Really, Avata flying. Rob Kamada let me fly his, just to let you know, and I thought it was cool. I flew it like a GPS drone, but I watched him fly it, and he was very, very good with it, and he was fairly new at it at the time.
yeah.
But you see the guys flying it, and it's incredible what they can do with it.
Yep. Yeah, I've got mine set with it's got a little X right in the middle of the screen. So as long as I put that X right in the middle of a hole, then I know my drone's going to go through that hole fine.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you do many fly-throughs, like offices, businesses? Are you a Part 107?
No, I'm not actually. I've never made money. I've never gone on a job. So no.
Well, I know Mark Fisher.
I
think you know Mark Fisher, and
Yeah.
he's a Part 107. He makes a lot of commercials up there in Rhode Island, and he did one recently with the Avata at an auto body shop, and what he did with that video was incredible, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not good enough to fly that close to things, but I'll pick a big hole and I'll fly through it.
Hey, we got Christopher John in the house. How you doing? Drone Life RC. Good to see you. And I don't know if you saw his vehicle at the South Florida Drone Meetup, Sean. Did you happen to see his vehicle, the way it was decorated?
Was it the one with the flag sticking out of it and everything?
No, that was mine.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, no, he had writing all over his vehicle. Follow me to the South Florida Drone Meetup, and he was driving down from Georgia. People were honking at him, and he won Best Decorated Vehicle award. So
that's cool.
Yeah, but anyway, good to see him, and we got a little Beau Short in the house. How you doing? But anyway, you have a great channel, and I've been a subscriber for a couple of years now. But you got a club too, so tell us about that club.
All right, so I can't put a link in it. I don't have a wrench yet.
Oh, okay. I got to give you one. Sorry about that. Let me get one of your comments, and I'll do it right now. But like I said, I'm not good at this technical stuff.
I'll just put it on real quick.
But explain about your club in the meantime.
Yeah, so I've followed a lot of the guys in this chat on Facebook, and I get to see kind of personal things about their life, and like I wanted to create a social place that people could post their videos, that they could communicate with each other about their creativity. We could share ideas, stuff like that. But I wanted it to be focused. I didn't want it to be filled with, this is my son's graduation. This is, every time someone posts something, you get to see it. But I wanted a social media outlet where people could share their videos.
You're a moderator now. Just to let you know, you're a moderator.
All right, sweet. I'm going to put a link in the chat. And this is to the club. And but basically what it is, it's kind of a small Facebook. It's a concentrated club. There's a calendar in there to everybody's live stream. Ray, your show's on the calendar. And I just got a list from Johnny with everybody from the South Florida drone meetup. So I'm going to put, yep, I got that list. So I'm going to add that to the, I think the calendar is going to be I think it's going to be overwhelming for the calendar. So I might do it a little bit different, like a spreadsheet like that. But I want to put a spreadsheet of where people are meeting, where people are chatting, where the good stuff is. And I'd love for just like the South Florida drone meetup was awesome, but it was so far away from me. So during the rest of the year, I'd like to meet in Georgia or meet in Kentucky so I'd like to get people kind of together. But we also have contests. So I'm a graphic designer and I design t-shirts. I'm starting to put them on Etsy, but they're getting there. But what the competitions are, they're projects. So we've had like Project Fall Leaves or Fall Colors. We've had Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Right.
So like and it's like a 3-minute video using whatever camera you have. It could be a GoPro. It could be like I did one Project Liquid. I did it with a GoPro and did it at a creek. And it was a cool little video, kind of a meditating video. But like John Carroll's been a part of it. Bob Casey. I think, well, anyway, there's a lot of people in here that have been a part of those competitions. And we all vote. I don't get a vote. And I don't get to participate, but everybody gets to put their videos on my channel.
That's cool.
And then people like during the week, like John Carroll put a whole bunch of videos on the club last week. So when there was a dry time in the live stream and I didn't have much to talk about, we went and just played all the videos that were posted that week. And everybody's really positive and, gives good feedback on the different videos. So we're up to about 50 members now. And cool. So I would love to have a whole bunch of people just in there posting their videos, posting their new ideas, because we all learn from each other. Like that's the reason we watch each other's videos is like, Ray, you do things completely different than I do, but like it's cool because, I get to see a different perspective, especially around all those boats and fish and, all the stuff you do. I can't do that here in Nashville. So.
Well, I'll tell you, the club is cool. I wish I was more active in it. I'm just so busy, and it's not that I don't like it. I don't enjoy it, but I do. But I'm busy, and I try to watch a lot of YouTube videos. I do. I really try to make an attempt to watch a lot of YouTube videos from the people that are in this drone community.
Yeah.
And there's only so many hours in a day. My wife's getting a little tired of it, to be honest with you. She says, "Come out here and watch TV for a change,"
Yeah.
But it's a great community. It is. Of course, we have our issues. Every group has issues. We won't go into any of them, but there's been a few people that I blocked. And I'm not afraid to say it, and I'll say it to anybody's face too. But anyway, it's all about supporting each other. You know what I mean? At least that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And trying to get new people in the hobby. A big focus that I have is to get kids involved. And I try to do that. And my old saying that I have, and let's get kids hooked on drones, not drugs. I really, really feel that from the bottom of my heart that you can change kids' lives if you give them a good hobby or a mentor. If you're a mentor to a kid, it doesn't have to be drones. I used to use fishing when I was into fishing big time.
Yeah.
But do you teach any kids how to fly drones, or have you?
So my son just turned 15. He's flown my original Air. and he was around during my very first flight. He was 3 years old. He was standing there. I was chasing him with the drone, and he was running away from it. He doesn't seem interested in drones, but so I can't say that I've taught anybody how to fly a drone, but I've, especially not kids, but yeah, I do agree with you that.
Well, you're gonna laugh at this,
mind
but
up.
my kid's he's pretty old.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, I got him a mini, the original mini. You remember that
Okay.
drone?
Yep.
And he loved it. To be honest with you, he loved it, and he got into the hobby. And then it was Christmas time again, so I asked him, "Would you like Santa to bring you an Air 2S?" And him and his wife did. It was a joint gift because she flies also, and they didn't hesitate at all to say, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, cool.
And I got him involved in drone, but he's old, He's
Yeah.
in his late 40s now, and we had a meetup. Him and his wife and me. We met up with Dre, Recovery One Drone. He's in the chat, and Steve Carpenter out there in Dania Harbor. And it was one of the best meetups I had. It was a mini meetup. But again,
Yeah.
flying with my son and daughter-in-law and Dre and Steve, it was just a great, great morning.
Oh, very
Did you
cool.
do a lot of meetups? Fly with other people?
Not really. I wanted to go to Minefield last year, but I had something came up and I couldn't go. That's like the closest meetup to me. But I mean, I've met out at an airfield with Ken Heron. I'm on his channel maybe 4 years ago, where he had us like a radar gun.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
And we were flying all of our drones, and I took my unique Typhoon H Plus and it was the original H and my Paradanafi, and so I flew my Paradanafi, and that was the first Paradanafi he'd ever seen, because it had just come out. And then I almost chopped his head off with my unique Typhoon H, because I was showing someone else it's got a big controller, like an Android tablet controller.
Okay.
And I was showing someone the controller, and I didn't know he was like with his GoPro over next to my drone talking. And so I showed him what the stick could do. And I looked up, and he's right next to it's a huge drone. It's got like 6 huge propellers, and
yeah, you could decapitate somebody with a drone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. It is. But we had more kids at the South Florida Drone Meetup this year, just to let you know, as compared to the first 2 years. And that was good to see. Really, it meant a lot to me that people brought kids. And I'm trying to read the comments and talk to you, Sean. And as you know, it's pretty difficult. At least for me, it's difficult. And I try to highlight most of them. But if anybody has any, any questions for Sean, ask them in the chat, and maybe he'll answer them. But I want to take the time to show John Carroll's video now, because sometimes I'll run out of time and then I don't show it. And John is very sensitive about things like that. No, he's not. I'm just kidding. But John's one of the biggest supporters of this channel and the Fly for Fun show. And he's a great guy on top of it. And we missed him at the South Florida Drone Meetup there this year. He was at the first too. And he's quite the FPV fly and GPS pilot. So let's get this video going. And I love the way he does the video.
Oh, this is my project on the club, Project Flipped.
There you go. And he does these time lapses. And he makes them short and sweet, which is something else that I like. Which is something I got to learn to do. Mine are way too long. but I think it's so cool. You like doing time lapses, Sean?
Yeah, I do. Um, yeah, one of my favorite time lapses I ever did was I put a GoPro on a sprinkler timer, and it just kind of spun around. Um, yeah, I love time lapses. I like night time lapses when you've got long exposure photos, like the light
Look at these
streak.
transitions that he does and these special effects. Really,
Yep, yep.
very, very cool, JC.
Yep. This is the flipped part. So he's got this kaleidoscope. Very cool.
Yeah. We got Uncle Bill in the house, just to let you know. How you doing, Bill? Look at this. Upside. Wow. Very, very cool.
Yep.
Very nice, JC. Very nice. So, anyway. Um, but we got Uncle Bill's toys in the house. And, he's part of the drone committee. And it was thanks to him that we get a sponsorship from Sticks Billiard Club. And that's where we
Yeah.
hold our meet and greet. And that was a great night. I got to say that again. I've said it many times, but the meet and greet this year was awesome. We had people trying to hustle everybody on the pool table, and then a few of them went in and started bowling. Kelly Shores went in with Dennis Lovelady and Michael Wright, and I don't know who else was in there bowling, but they started bowling, which was cool. And thank you to Bill. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you to Bill. He's a big, big asset on the drone committee. So he's a good guy too. So um, I'm trying to read the comments again and get back on track here, but and I'm concentrating too much on the chat now. So I got to get back to you.
Yeah, this is where
So now
Bob.
you're a graphic design. Go ahead. You were going to say something about Bob?
I was going to say on my stream, that's when Bob starts making fun of me. Bob Casey. He's like, they're not even paying attention to the chat. They're just talking to each other.
I know that happens a lot. It's true.
He gets all sassy.
It's true. Yeah. But anyway, you say you're a graphic designer now. Would you go to college for that, or how'd that come about?
So a lot of artists don't make any money. So the graphic design and web design and print and marketing and all that kind of stuff was the only way that I could make money and, just draw pictures. So,
yep.
So that's kind of where my background came from. I didn't go to school for it. I was a music major. But I'm also dyslexic and I'm from Nashville. So I couldn't read music because we never read music in Nashville. All like growing up, like we all just got in a room and sang. So we never like.
So you're a musician also?
I'm a percussionist and then I sing. So yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
If I put you on the spot and say, "Can you sing something for us?" Would you mind doing that?
Oh.
I know. We would have had you play a guitar, and a percussionist is a drummer.
Oh yeah. So I never got the feet down. So I just hit things with my hands. I used to beat on my desk in class, and I'd get in trouble.
I did that too. And the hoods of cars, in New York City.
Oh yeah, nice. Here you go. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make my bath time most so fun. Rubber ducky, you're still the one for me. Ooh, rubber ducky, you're the one. You make my bath time oh so fun. Rubber ducky, you're still the one for me.
There. Hey, that was good. That was really good. And I know I that came out of the blue. I mean, you had no idea I was going to ask you to do that, but that was great. So, thank you. I tell you, we might have to book you for entertainment next year at the South Florida Drone Meet.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but anyway, not to bore you or whatever, but I had I had a lot of musical instruments in the back of my car.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I had bongos. I had two sets of bongos back there. I had a
Oh,
mandolin. I had a guitar. I had a ukulele. Uh, but again, I don't really know how to play any of these things.
yeah. We need like a drum circle next year
Yeah, there you go. I like that idea. A drum
on the
circle.
beach. That'd be
Yeah, I
nice.
like that idea. I've been to them. The first one I saw was out in California in Hermosa Beach, and the drum circles are cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like someone will just start a beat and you'll play like one rhythm for like 20 minutes and everybody's jamming out and adding their own little trills and stuff.
Yeah, no, and they started one in Jupiter, Florida, but I haven't been able to time it. It's like a once a month type of thing, and I haven't been able to get there. But I did
Yeah.
participate in the one in Hermosa Beach the day I went.
Oh, cool.
Not that I'm good, but anybody can bang on drums, you know. Hey, we got a celebrity in the chat. Marcus Crawford's in the chat, and we got Leonard JSK Enterprise. How you doing? Good to see you
What's
both.
up?
Yeah, but I tell you, I do have a tip of the week that I talk about.
Okay.
Nothing sophisticated, um, and if you have a tip of the week, you could share it also. But this week tip is just make sure when you take off, you let the drone record its home point. At least DJI drones, most drones will hover a little bit, they'll record that home point and then fly off. Because then it'll come back to that home point if you lose connection. But I've
Yeah.
seen many people start the drone, choom, and they're out of there. Especially, well, I'm sure you've seen that too, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So
I'll
that's
I'll give you my biggest tip.
sure.
And this is from, just years of comments on my videos. Well, my drone started coming back home and it ran into a tree or something like that. And so I had one viewer on my channel. He was doing um, an orbit around a statue, a big stone statue, but he was under it. And then his drone lost connection because it was a stone statue,
Blocked it.
and
Yep.
it ran right back into the statue. And so my biggest tip is make sure that your return to home altitude is higher than the tallest thing around you.
That's a good. That's a good tip. That's a
Because
basic tip
it
too.
might come back home, but you might be too low for it to make it.
Exactly. Exactly. Great tip.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Brent. Eat more possum. He's in the house. How you doing?
What's up,
And
Brent?
Jim, how you doing? Good to see you. Maddie, I think I said hello to Maddie, another drone celebrity. And Maddie's part of the drone committee. So
Mm.
we got to say thank you to Maddie. Very instrumental behind the scenes. And he sort of coordinates the FPV guys because he's an expert FPV pilot now.
Yep. He's got a good tip.
Yeah.
Set your
Uh,
failsafe to hover and not return to home. So
yeah,
you won't.
there you go. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great tip.
exactly. But anyway, yeah. Well, I like to give a little tip every week, and I don't come across as an expert by any means. Far from it. Um, but it's funny because sometimes we start talking about the tips, and then other people put in their tips too in the chat, and you learn that way.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, and then I got to go to my little notebook here. See this notebook? I keep a notebook on every week, every guest.
Oh
And
yeah.
you know what's on here because I do a monthly giveaway, and every week when I remember it, and sometimes I don't remember it, but that's not that often. But we got to do the contest, and the contest is very sophisticated, Sean. Um,
Oh, you're gonna
it's
teach me
to
something?
pick a number, and everybody could do it now in the chat between 1 and 50. And I'll try to spot the first one who gets it. I have it written down. You're eligible too. You don't know what the number is, so um, and their name, whoever wins, will go in the hat for the monthly drawing. But and it's hard. Now I got to watch the chat, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'll keep an eye on the chat.
All right.
um, a lot
So
of times I miss it. I miss it. Then I call out the wrong number, and then somebody corrects me. Oh, so and so got it first. But anyway, don't forget to put in your pick too. Alicia B's in the house. How you doing, Alicia? Good to see you. Nope, it's not number one, Alicia. Good guess though. Wow, I probably missed it. Probably popped up already, and I missed it. But some people are close. But um, so anyway, are you going to get this new Mavic 3 Pro? Any thoughts about that? Coming out tomorrow, from what I understand,
yeah, um, I don't know.
or pre-orders. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold out a little bit. I've got plenty of drones that fly and take good video.
Hmm.
Um, the Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually trying to talk a guy into trading a couple cameras for his Inspire 2. So
Okay. Okay.
this, like, they just introduced
You like
the.
the Inspires? Yeah.
I like the fact they can carry things. So I've got a lot of
Right.
videos on my channel where I've strapped cameras onto drones that couldn't really handle that weight. But the
Okay.
Inspires, you can take the camera off and you can put something that weighs less than that camera on your Inspire and it'll fly just fine. So
Hmm.
that's what I like about the Inspires.
It's a cool
But
drone, no doubt about it. You know,
yeah,
Max was flying it, if I remember right, last year. I don't know if he was
this
flying it this year. Did he fly it this year?
this year, Maddie was flying the Inspire and Max was flying the FPV, the DJI FPV that almost hit it,
Right. Yeah. Matty flew that Inspire. Yeah.
and I got it on
Michael
video.
Belchies. Michael Belchies, right? He had it.
Yep,
That was an impressive drone.
yep,
It really
yeah. I
was.
thought it was a 2 because it was black, but it was a 1. Um,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Yeah. I might have missed it, guys, and if I missed it, I apologize. But it's between 1 and 15, just to let everybody know. Now you're getting a good chance.
oh wow,
So I probably oh, I did. I see it there. Oh, I see it. Somebody got it. I just see. Where the heck is it now? I saw it. Somebody had it. Now I got to go back and see who got it. Number 14. If somebody could help me out, it was number
all right, I'm gonna go all the way up
14.
to the top.
So there's
Oop, I ran
one. I
out of
see it. Charles Goluski has 14. JC Flying has 14.
my chat.
Anybody
Doesn't
get
go
it
back
before
that far.
JC? Looks like JC got it, but if we'll double check it, and whoever got it first, their name's going to go in the hat. So JC, as far as I can see, you got it first. Congratulations. Number 14, I have it written down right here. So,
Nice.
and it's always fun to do this little contest. First $10 Amazon gift card, no big deal, but um,
What do you think of the price tag on the new Inspire?
I
You
don't
know,
know what the price tag goes on the Inspire. I I, I don't
the
know.
3 is like,
Big
I think
bucks, I
it's
know that.
16,500.
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
that's way above my budget, you know.
yep.
But again, I'm not a Part 107. I guess if you're, a Part 107 and you're
Yeah.
using it for
I
your
mean,
business, you
well,
know,
when the
worth it.
when the drone was $4,000, like, you could say, well, it'll pay itself off, with a couple jobs, but you're gonna have to fly a lot of jobs to pay off 16 grand.
Exactly. And we got another celebrity, Al Duranify's in the house. How you doing, Al? And I think he'll be doing a show right after my show, 7
Okay.
p.m. Duranify. Him and Brad, and sometimes Genesee. And it was, by the way, speaking of Genesee, it was great to see her at the South Florida Drone Meetup. And she came with two of her female friends, and they were drone pilots too. So it was just great having them there.
Yeah, you don't
Really.
see many females.
Yep, I
Like, just
know.
my
And
channel is a
she
bunch of
did it
males.
right. She made a vacation out of this meetup. And she
Yeah.
went down to the Keys first, spent some time down there, and then hit the
Nice.
drone meetup on the return. So it was good to see her and her friends. And then, I didn't know she liked billiards so much.
Oh yeah.
so, so she
She a
was
shark?
shooting pool. Yeah. Yeah. She's on my channel. I released a video yesterday about the meet and greet, I do a little interview with her in the video. But anyway, now I'm trying to get back to my format here, and we got to talk more about you and your channel. And I got to tell everybody who's not subscribed to you to please subscribe to you and your channel. So if you want to put up the link to your channel, feel free.
Yep.
And I got to be the first to admit I'm not good at putting up links at all. Sometimes Maddie helps me out, and he does it. But Maddie, I hope you didn't get flooded out again, buddy. I know you had a lot of rain again. So, but our thoughts and prayers are with you as always.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
we had I had taken a new guy out on my boat today, John, just to let you know.
Oh yeah.
And I've been wanting to get this guy on the boat for many years now. I know him from the local diner that we have breakfast at, and he's a former police officer and a military man. He did 31 years in the army, and then he became a cop when he got out of the army. And Charlie Wilson is a great guy, and I've been trying to get him on my boat. He has no interest in flying drones, but today we were supposed to go fishing and flying at 7 a.m. And when I woke up at a quarter to 6, it was pouring rain, so I had to cancel. I called him up and I canceled. I said, "But if you're going to have breakfast, I'll meet you at the diner." And he was there. And during breakfast, I went over to him. I says, "Man, Charlie, the sun is out now. So if you got time, we'll go now for a couple hours." And he did.
That's cool.
And we did a Facebook Live today. And I've done them for a couple of minutes, sometimes. But I always wanted to get a fish hitting the line while I was live. And today it happened.
Oh cool.
So Charlie grabs the line and he's fighting the fish. And it's a big fish. Whatever it is, it's a big fish. And it was so exciting, Sean,
Yeah.
because most of the time you lose fish. When you're fighting them, you lose them.
Yeah.
But Charlie got the fish to the boat, and it turned out it was the biggest grouper that I've caught on my boat. And
Oh, that's cool.
it was just great. Unfortunately, it was out of season. The season's closed for grouper right now, and we had to
Oh, you had to
release.
throw it back?
Yeah, we released it.
Oh
So,
man. Can you
but it
just
was
freeze it?
fun.
Can you freeze
I
it and then like thaw it out when it's in season?
I
No,
know.
I don't know.
But we had such a good time. We had a lot of laughs. And John, he was a sergeant major. I don't know if I told you his rank, but he was a sergeant major in the Army, which is
Okay.
the highest enlisted man in the Army. And John Carroll was a sergeant major. And John came and was watching this stream. He didn't know Charlie was going to be on there, but
Yeah,
it was just a nice, nice moment. So,
that's awesome.
yeah, we had a good time. And he also caught two barracuda also that I ended up, well, I kept one of them and I released one of them. And it was good. I have to say, I ate them today. It was good. So, but anyway, do you like fishing, Sean?
We do a little bit of fishing. Here in Nashville, like it's lake fishing, so it's more like catfish and bass and crappie. Um, and then I've been fishing in the ocean once. And I don't know what kind of fish we caught, but it was one of those that has like suction cups on its head. Like
Oh,
it's
a remora.
stuck
A
to the boat.
remora.
And we had a hard time getting it off the boat because it was like
Really?
stuck to the boat. And then like we'd pick it up and then it slipped out and then it stuck to the other side of the boat. And
Yeah. Yeah. They're cool. Remoras are cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we
So how long have you been in Nashville?
so I was born in Indiana, This is the story I always tell everybody. I was born on Mother's Day in Kokomo, and then I lived in Peru until I was 5. But Kokomo and Peru are both in Indiana, so that's kind of the joke. But we moved to Nashville when I was 5. My dad got a job down here. I come from a bunch of farmers, and my dad ended up working at Square D, which is like electrical. And then I've been in Nashville ever since.
Nashville's a fun city. I've been there a couple of times now.
Yep.
I went to a Trace Atkins concert there,
Okay.
and I went to see the Kelly and Ben show while we were there. Do you remember Kelly Pickler and her TV show?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
Yep.
that. Very cool.
Yeah, I like Nashville. And that's where Barkley is, right? Barkley
Yep.
107
Yeah, we
Drone.
talked about it when we at the drone meetup. So
Yeah,
I got his card, but you get back into life and you get so busy.
I know. That's
But
what happens. But anyway, listen, the hour has flown by, really. And I
yeah.
try to keep it to an hour because I don't want to go into Al's time. So now, believe it or not, it's time to say your goodbyes and anything you would like to promote. Now's the
All right.
time, Sean.
So I really don't care if you subscribe to me or not. That's not what I'm in the game for. I just enjoy making videos. But I would love for you all to join the club and hang out with all of the people that you're chatting with here on the club, and share your videos and share your ideas, create groups. Ray created a South Florida drone meetup group, and so that was how Gary and Bob and I kind of communicated before the meetup. But it's just a good time. So, and then you can subscribe to me if you want to. But
Well,
ultimately,
you
I'd rather
you got
watch
a
your
great
video.
channel, and you do a live stream. You want to talk about your live stream?
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
I'm live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, which would be, what is that, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
So usually I'm right after Lone Star. So, um, yep, on my
Well, that's
channel,
good.
John Ad Studios.
Well, I tell you, Sean, you were a great guest tonight, really, and I want to
Appreciate
say
it.
thank you for being on the show, and thank you for coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
Yeah, it was a good
And
time.
hopefully, we'll see you again next year there. We got the dates picked again. The dates are April 5th to the 8th. It's really a 4-day event because we have events going on every day. But the main day of
Yeah,
flying is Saturday, April 6th, 2024. We're going to have it at the same venue, Jensen Beach Causeway Park in Jensen Beach, Florida. And
yeah.
again, we got that great hotel, the Hampton Inn and Suites, Stewart North. And we got the discount again. And don't forget the discount code RAY. You have to call the hotel direct. I have a direct link too. I just got to figure out how to post it. But I was able to do it right online. I clicked on that link and I got the rate, and I couldn't believe how easy it was.
Oh, that's great.
But listen, thank you again for being on the show. Everybody in the chat, thank you for watching tonight. And don't forget, tonight's a busy night. We got Al Duranify next. We got the Grumpy Vlogger at 8. And then we got Drone Nation at 9 p.m. with Ron Brown, Marcus Crawford, and DeMarco Moore. And they always have special guests on that are awesome. And I got some breaking news about that. They're doing a special tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock, if I remember right. And it's going to be on the Mavic 3 Pro release. So tune
Oh,
into
cool.
that too. So it'll be a live stream, and it should be fun. It will be fun to see who goes out and buys this new drone.
Yep,
You know?
that's what we'll be talking about on my channel tomorrow.
Yeah,
Be the
exactly.
latest news. It'll be that morning. So,
Right. All right. So if you want to hang around, I'll say goodbye to everybody, and we'll continue in the back room. So good night, everybody. Have a good night. Fly for fun, but most importantly, fly safely and bring a child along.